All right, let's get to Hard Knocks real quick. This Hard Knocks felt different. I don't know what maybe it's just because look, we always know what happened before we watch Hard Knocks. If you're paying attention to the season, obviously you know what happens in the games, the preseason games. But it's kind of exciting to watch it kind of get recapped, even though we know what's happening. This one felt different because of the cuts, because we knew who was being cut. So when they're showing Khalil Pimpleton. And, he's doing the juggling stuff, and he's talking about how much it would mean to make the 53-man roster and how disappointed in himself he was for not catching that pass by Blau right there at the, the front of the end zone. Seeing it with when they're talking about, Craig Reynolds, and we know that he wasn't cut, and they're talking about, Deuce talking about, you might have a few linemen coming by knocking on the door if we cut him. It felt different with this one because of the cuts. And because we knew who was still going to be here and who wasn't at this point.
Yeah, and, we also got a little bit of focus on Jared Goff. He ended up being, engaged, so they focused on that part a little bit when he was talking with the kids. We got to see Ben Johnson for, I'm pretty sure, the first time all-series Lions offensive coordinator. And I like those parts of it. You're right. The cuts part is a little bit anticlimactic because we're paying so close attention to it. But if you weren't paying attention to who got cut, you weren't gonna know. I think cuts were Hard Knocks comes out Tuesday. I'm pretty sure the cuts happened Monday or even like Tuesday afternoon or something, or like they started Monday and then kind of trickled out into Tuesday. Because we're going to see players next week that are cut that we already know are cut too, right? You saw Campbell and Brad Holmes, they're in that room, and then guys are walking in, whether it's Obina Eze, Craig Reynolds, like does anybody like that? And that's so again, that part's anticlimactic, and you could probably go without that now because we know it happens. But it's it's kind of always going to be that way, the way news spreads for social media and just how much information we have. I think a lot of Hard Knocks is going to end up getting spoiled. Even the joint practices when guys are fighting and stuff like that, stuff that you already know is going to happen. So when you see them go up against the Steelers or the Colts or whoever in the joint practice, you're like, okay, I know he's fighting right here. Like I know this is what's going to happen. So I don't really think that there's a whole lot of surprises for Hard Knocks to be had, but I hope they keep the focus on some of the premier players that the Lions have moving forward.
We got a little more of that, like you said. We got to see our offensive coordinator. Hadn't seen him the entire time of Hard Knocks yet. Not so much on Swift or Williams in the backfield. A little bit of Goff. Getting to see the players only practice. Getting to see the squads go up against each other and actually really fight, where if the offense gets 3 first downs, they win, all that stuff. It was definitely, I don't know, it just felt different. I don't know, it was still entertaining, obviously. It just, I don't know, maybe because we know we're coming to the end of Hard Knocks also. It didn't hit the same way in my mind. I still enjoyed it. I'm not putting it down by any means. It's just for whatever reason, with the cuts and with us getting so close to the regular season, there was just a little less excitement in the episode itself. Watching the game replay with the Steelers, where we just did not look good at all, so there wasn't much excitement to go off of there. I did find it funny. I did find it very funny that Aiden Hutchinson talking about, the Steelers don't want me because they're elite, yeah. Like as in like Hutch and the Lions defensive line. And I'm like, do you know the Steelers history? Like, what are you doing? Like, I appreciate you hyping yourself and your defense up, but do you know who the Steelers are?
Yeah, I thought that was funny. I thought Rodrigo's little brother telling him, like, oh, Najee Harris is about to mess you guys up. I thought that part was funny too. So I did enjoy the Malcolm Rodriguez family part. There are other parts I could have lived without, like Khalil Pimpleton going to juggling school or something. But it is what it is, right? They gotta try attach to these guys so that people can look. I think it was Tom Pelissero, maybe Steve Albright, who Khalil Pimpleton today. I think he was with the Giants. I don't know exactly what team, but somebody picked him up. And the lead on their tweet was Hard Knock star, former Lions, juggler, whatever. Khalil Pimpleton is now with the XYZ team. So it helps, right? It's obviously catching on to some extent if the news about the guy getting signed to the practice squad or even the 53-man, whatever it was, you know, if your lead title is like, oh, him from Hard Knocks, he's who you know. So, well, I didn't like it. I understand that it's obviously effective.
Yeah, for these guys that are not making the roster, who are standing out a little bit in the show, you know, it generates a little bit more buzz for them, absolutely. And I hope Pimp gets on a roster, a practice squad at the very least. He's got a great attitude. You can kind of see that just from how he was throughout these episodes, at least. Good personality. Definitely a lot to like about the kid. And he caught some good balls, just not any in the end zone. And it made it easy on Campbell and co to just say, it's just you're not there yet, and we got the wide receiver room is quote unquote stacked. I still don't think we're that stacked at wide receiver, but for the wide receivers that we do have, Pimp's a little bit down the line, so I understand the move, and I wish him nothing but the best going forward. All right, let's get off the pros. We got time for that. NFL season's in 10 days.
Hey, Ryan Griffin here. Thank you so much for watching today's episode of Griffin and Bass. Be sure to give us your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to click the bell to receive the latest notifications from DSN and subscribe for breaking news, community blogs, polls, contests, and other content.